In this short and sweet video, I will show you how to make simple and easy but very impressive shiny metallic effects demonstrated on these brass bells. This video lesson is a fragment from an entire course that I'm offering in my academy called It's Easy to Draw. If you're interested in this type of content, please be sure to swing by the academy and check out this and other courses that I have up in the academy. Now let's demonstrate how using metallic pencils won't even work at all on these bells. Imagine if we just took a single gold pencil, or brass in this case, I'm coloring these as brass bells. Let's take a single brass metallic pencil and just color in these bells. They're not going to look like this in the end. They're just going to be colored in with a single flat color that may or may not be reflective as you change the angle of the page. So what we want is an effect that's captured in time and space. So first things first, we're working on tan-tone paper, so we're starting with our highlights. When working with a repeated element, which this is, it's the same kind of a bell over and over and over again. It's made out of the same material, so it's a repeated element. When working with a repeated element, we have to make sure that the light source is consistent, meaning that if we're adding the white highlight on the top left portion of one of our bells, it has to be in the top left portion of every single one of the bells. You can't have that white highlight drifting around in different areas. And that is why I like coloring repeating elements systematically. So all the bells get a highlight. And one of these bells is actually an imposter. This one up here is from the other mask, but I didn't realize that at the time that I was coloring it, so he's going in with the mix. But that's okay because all the bells eventually will be the same. So for now, we'll color in the imposter as well. So now that all the highlights are established, let's bring in a nice bright yellow. This should be a very basic yellow. The most basic yellow you can find. Not too lemony, not too orangey, just like a perfect canary yellow. Very simple. And with this yellow, we're going to color in pretty much all of the bell except for some of the main highlights. And each bell has a big white highlight on the top and slightly smaller highlight on the bottom. That's just the way that I chose to do it. The bells are small and they already have a lot of detail on them, so we don't want to make them too complicated with light and reflection because then the picture will look too busy. We want them to be as simple as possible, but showing that they're three-dimensional, that they're metallic, and that they're made out of yellow metal. So highlight first, make sure that it's consistent on every single bell. The bells are changing direction. Some of them are facing with that seam right in the middle. Some of them are like this, some of them are like that. They're all in different directions, but they're all spherical. So regardless of how the bell is positioned in space, the highlight in space, the highlight will come in from the same direction. So the highlight doesn't change if the light is coming from here. It doesn't matter if the bell is the bottom side up or the top side up or sideways or in any other orientation, it will still get the highlight on this part of the sphere. And that's the important thing to keep in mind. So even though all the bells are kind of directed in slightly different directions, the light effects are applied as if they were just perfect spheres. Now that we've added the yellow, let's find a nice deep brown that's kind of a dull brown. Previously, we worked with browns that are on the terracotta side, that are very chocolatey, very delicious, lots of orange, lots of red in there. Not anymore. Now we want a very dull, very dark brown for this brass effect. We don't want anything orangey in there. We're going for more espresso type of brown. And with this espresso type of brown, we're filling in the centers of our spheres with a big dark blob that's kind of a gradient, but leaving the highlights alone. And that looks like this. Once that's done, it's important to bring in our black pencil and really up that contrast with the darkest part of the brown now being black. Just takes a few touches, but it makes a huge difference. And once the black is done, feel free to come in with your white gel pen if you feel that it's necessary. Your high contrast may already be high, your bells may already be very shiny, but if you want to make those white highlights perfectly pure white, if they're not already, or if you want to add just a couple of white dots here and there for those incidental reflections, then bring in your white gel pen and just do a couple of touch-ups here and there, but don't overdo it. We don't want to add lots of little white dots like we did with the silver trim. Here, the beauty of this metallic effect on the bells is in its simplicity. We don't want to overwork the white highlights. Fewer is better in this case. And looking at all of them together, once again, take in this picture, pause the video, assess what you're seeing. The most important thing that makes this element work is consistency. So again, the bells are all rotated in different directions, but essentially each of them is a sphere and is treated the same way. So regardless of which way the features of the sphere are facing, the light doesn't change. If the light is coming from this direction, all of the spheres will have the white highlight right here. And that's it. Pretty cool, right? I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure you already gave it the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'm sure you're already enrolled in the textures course. I'll see you there. Happy holidays.